If you want to get ahead of 99% of wholesalers out here in wholesaling real estate and actually start doing wholesaling deals, start getting consistent leads going in your business, you actually closing sellers and making a ton of money, and you actually becoming a successful wholesaler, you need to watch this video. What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And we are two 1% wholesalers that I guess cracked the code in the business. And we are able to get ahead of our competition, run laps around of everyone that even wholesales against us. And we've taught hundreds of thousands of people how to get started in wholesaling and actually become a successful wholesaler. The honest truth is, it's not as complicated as it seems. It's not this crazy whirlwind process, the super advanced thing with all these crazy calculations. If you honestly know how to utilize your time correctly, gain the right skills we talk about today, you will actually become an extremely successful wholesaler. Guys, I've had 7+ years in the wholesaling game.
20 plus years,
21 plus years in the wholesaling game. And we've been through a lot, guys. What I can tell you is the way for you to become successful is going to be the same blueprint we have. So what we want to do is lay out the blueprint for you, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and just show you how to get ahead of every single wholesaler in your market so you can actually become successful. You don't need any cash for this. You don't need all this credit. You don't need any of this stupid stuff. You just need to learn how to become yourself, and you'll become a successful wholesaler. But before we break it down, before we get into it, guys, do us a big favor. Make sure you go out here and hit that like button, subscribe, obviously, comment below your questions. And we're here to help you become the best wholesaler possible. So without further ado, cue the intro. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Oh, snap. We're ready to go. We're excited about this. So one thing I can tell you, if you are sick of being where you're at right now in your wholesaling business, if you are sick of the results you have right now and you want to make a change, it's going to be a great video for you. You know, I truly believe a lot of wholesalers kind of get stuck in mediocrity, you know, getting stuck where they're at. Maybe they're making 10 grand a month. Maybe they're making 20 grand a month, but they're not growing. Or they did one deal, but they can't do any more deals. And we see so many people like this. We see so many people struggle like this too. And the truth is, a lot of you guys just have your blinders. Like, you're in your lane and you're driving, but you're not like looking in your surroundings. And what I need to do is just show you what's working, what's not, and really the changes you need to make. Because I think so many wholesalers, they're not making the change that they have to do. And I'm telling you, if you make this slight little tiny change, a lot of stuff's going to start changing for you, and you're going to start making a ton of more money. So let's talk about how you can make more money than 99% of wholesalers out here so you can actually become a rich and successful wholesaler. So how to get ahead of 99% of wholesalers out here? You got to think about this. Most wholesalers, they focus on what we call the herd mentality, right? They see a real estate influencer, YouTuber, whatever it is, and they all say, pull this list, do this, and that's it, right? And 99% of people do it. And then let's say you're in Dallas, Texas right now, you want to get started in wholesaling. You go to, let's say, PropStream, Batch, whatever service, right? And you pull the same list. Oh, I'm going to pull the high equity because Guru told me to pull high equity. You're number 500th this month in line of the guy pulling the high equity list. And it's a perpetual system. And as somebody that has affiliate links, like I get the game, right? And they only promote to get the affiliate right, or you know, they might own a company where they're just going to try to sell you on coaching at the end of it. But the point of it is you can literally just go buy skip tracing from them so they can make, you know, 4 cents a record for you. Like, the point is they want 500 people in Dallas to hold the same list and skip trace the same list because it doesn't cost them any more to do that, right? And that's how a lot of this herd mentality happens. They can't think outside the box. It's whatever this person says, boom, that's all we do. And there are options out here. There are options that are, I feel scammy saying this. Can you grab the George Bacall book? There's methods out here. There's what we call the secret, right? You know, I don't want to call it the secret. Yes, that one. There's old wholesaling real estate texts. These are the holy text of wholesaling real estate from the 70s, talking about flipping houses and finding wholesaling deals. The truth is, most wholesalers only know 3 or 4 ways to find deals. And the OGs in wholesaling, like you in the early 2000s that learned from people from the 90s, there's methods in these books that no guru even knows about. First of all, books like these aren't even in circulation anymore. And these are books from the 70s talking about subject twos, finding deals, analyzing deals, all these things. They're ancient wholesaling texts.
And there's no hype in them, and they don't sell you anything. Actually, they got it right back then because they gave you the information if you read it and you applied it. Like, that's how I kind of started.
FYI, here's the outline of this book. Number 1, how to build a fortune, how to develop selling power. So how to become an acquisitions person, how to find salesmen, literally how to run a wholesaling company, how to keep them.
Guru's going to grab this book and make a course out of it.
No, I know.
I'm just telling you.
How to stay on top, unique ways to increase your net worth, unique ways to find real estate deals, how to get 100% into big deals, how to trade real estate. What does that mean? Tell you what that means, right? There's wholesaling in this, how to keep your fortune, how to manage it, and how to profit on every deal, how to do sales power, and how to build it for the future. Guys, I'm telling you right now, let me put this back. If you're just doing what your average guru says, and your guru learned from somebody from the 1990s, right? They're all only telling you stuff that's like in the sphere that is just regular talk, when there's more than one way to find a wholesaling deal. And if you use the old methods that have gotten lost in time, the old school methods, those are methods no wholesaler is doing because no influencer is doing. Most wholesaling YouTubers only started wholesaling 5 years ago. I have nowhere to speak. I wholesaled 7 years ago, but they're only doing a certain like lane that they're doing.
How old were you?
Yeah, 17. But
yeah,
that's the problem. You know, it's like being in the music industry, and you know the only thing you know what to do is country, and there's all these other genres out here, right? Guys, most people are in this box, and you got to get out of that box to start doing other wholesaling deals. And for me, I get to experiment for you guys, right? Like I get to show all these different strategies, and I have hundreds of thousands of wholesalers. I see what works and what doesn't, right? You have to change. This is why our thinking style, our selling style for closing deals, it's completely outside the realm of what anyone has ever thought of in wholesaling. For example, the good cop, bad cop strategy. There's really not one person on YouTube, please prove me wrong, that has used the good cop, bad cop closing method in wholesaling real estate. The reason why the good cop, bad cop wholesaling method works is this was a method I used, started 4 or 5 years ago, before any YouTuber did their thing. I was able to lowball, I used to give I still do the most embarrassing lowball offers, but I never got the seller mad for me giving that embarrassing lowball offer because I used this unique strategy. And I gave it to you guys out here. The truth is, there's these strategies out here that nobody in your competition, no one uses, that you can use to have an unfair advantage. It's insane. So you have to understand, to run laps around your competition, you cannot think like your competition. You look at the greatest men and women of all time. They thought differently than the herd, but that's how they rose above. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron, the way that they think is a lot different. The way Tom Brady thinks is a lot different than most quarterbacks in the NFL, right? During his time. It's the key for you. You have to think differently and do a different style. And that's the style we're going to show you guys today. And
that's the problem. So your average wholesaling course gives you step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And for the most part, they are steps. A lot of them are outdated, whatever. The real challenge is, what do you do in between those steps? And Rick and Zach, how do I actually talk to the customer? Here's an example. We teach you the go for no method specifically. A lot of gurus take that and go, just make lowball offers. I tell you right now, if you just make lowball offers, you will not survive in wholesaling. Yeah. You actually have to have a strategy to do it. And we teach the strategy in granular detail, because you have to build up and you have to connect with your sellers. You have to give them the vibe that you want to help them out, and you have to have an amazing conversation. But a lot of people go, well, just make low offers. you're going to have to make thousands of them, probably 10,000 to find someone just to roll over. Remember, we predicate the strategy on how to implement it. Anybody can tell you to make a low offer. And I'm telling you right now, if you make a low offer and you don't want to build rapport and have a conversation with them, it's going to be torture. There is a method to how we do this. Guys, I went on a 21-year journey to explain this to you, to explain it to him, and thank God I did it. And honestly, don't do it the way I did it when I started. In the beginning, I just shot out offers and dealt with people. And I learned when I spent time, I connected with them, I could even get lower prices. And this is how I do it.
So what I'm telling you guys,
strategy.
Let's break this all down. Let's talk about it. This is not the sexy stuff, but for the 2% of people that actually want to follow what we are going to say, guys, we make a lot of people rich, but you got to listen to what we say to get you rich. So let's kind of talk about this, right? So the first part, being in the right boat versus rowing hard. I have so many wholesalers that say, Zach, I'm grinding. I'm a grinder. I'm the manly man. And I'm working 100 hours a week wholesaling, but I'm doing the stupidest list possible. I'm doing, guys, it's Warren Buffett said this best, but like, it's not about how hard you row the boat. It's sometimes what boat you're in. And so if you grind 40 hours a week, trying for dollars, I could say you probably could make 100K this year. If you grind 40 hours a week, cold calling, let's say high equities, you could probably make 100 grand. But if I spend 40 hours, like literally only doing 40 hours of probates, probably make $250,000. Now they're all great strategy. Now, if I'm texting pre-foreclosures or calling pre-foreclosures, maybe making 70K a year, 40 hours a week. But why? I'm doing the same work, but I'm just changing what I'm doing, and doing it in a different way is going to make me more money. It's kind of weird, isn't it? You have to understand there's a lot of differences in wholesaling real estate that the top wholesalers think of that no one ever reveals. And one of these differences you have to really look at is what we call the ROI. So what is it? So how 99% of wholesalers look at wholesaling. They look at wholesaling through this lens that they put these glasses on. They only look at ROI. What's ROI? ROI is short for return on investment. It's all they focus on. How much money I spent, how many deals I've gotten. I would say most wholesaling real estate is done by men. I would say 70%. If I look at our subscriber base, about 70% men. I think 65, 75%.
We need more
men.
women.
We do. But like the way most men think, and this is not a dig on guys, but like it is an issue, is they're very logical, to the point with things. How much money I put in, how much money I did. And that's all they say. It's just like tunnel vision. And they only look at how much money I'm spending and how much money I'm making from that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it
seems like what else could I even think of, right? Well, when you start becoming successful and you start actually knowing what to do and you start building people from the ground up, you don't really focus on ROI, obviously. You don't want to lose all your money. But there's another factor that no one talks about, and this is going to be the ROT. This is called return on time. And this is probably the most important part, but like all these guys are thinking about money. Money, 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 money. What's more important than money? Time. Okay, I don't know a 90-year-old that wouldn't give up all their money just to become young again than broke, right? Time's very important. And for the vast majority of wholesalers that are working a full-time job or have kids or whatever, they don't want to work 30 hours every single week on top of their regular job. Maybe they got 15, 20 hours. So the point of that is you got to utilize your time. So if I have to put 10 hours a week into wholesaling, I better get as many deals as possible, or the best chance of getting a deal as possible. Now, how do the 1% of wholesalers think? So smart wholesalers think of ROT, but they're truly wealthy wholesalers, the one that always are doing well, the ones you always like, how do I get to your point? They always think of ROT multiplied by ROI. So how much time I put into it to get deals and how much money I can put in and get deals. Quick example for our operations. Because of the amount of deals we can make and the amount of money we can make per deal, these are $40,000, $50,000 deals, we're not too concerned over our marketing ad spend, if that makes sense. So like, yes, maybe I have to spend an extra $1,000 or $2,000, but if I can get extra appointments from my acquisitions people and just get them in front of people inside of homes, those are more $40,000, $50,000 deals I can do. So that's why a lot of our marketing is going to be direct mail, because yeah, it's super expensive, but it gives us an extra 3 or 4 deals a year, like at minimum, by just doing that versus just spending all that time cold calling. Because I can do that, I can utilize time more effectively with our employees. It's millions of dollars more you could potentially be doing. So you have to start thinking like that. And I'm not saying you need to be a 100K a month wholesaler, start doing this. But think about this. What I need to teach you is how to learn how to get the best bang for your buck without working too hard. You know, I did a TikTok the other day that got very controversial with some people. It was Steve Harvey. He said, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day, right? He said, you know, you just have to deprive yourself of sleep to get rich. And I never believed in that. As a man that was working 14, 15 hours a day, 17, 18, 19 years old, you can confirm this. All I did was work. I still got my 7, 8 hours of sleep in because I wanted to consistently show up every single day to wholesale. At 4 hours of sleep, I don't think I could consistently wholesale and grind like that, right?
No,
you give up, right? So what I mean by this is I don't want you guys, what I did was super unhealthy. And for the vast majority of people that, you know, that wasn't 18, 19 years old, they don't need to be doing that. But like, I need you guys to consistently show up every single day. The reason why I'm telling you not to go work 100 hours a week in wholesaling is I'd rather you work 40 hours a week for 2 years than 1 year at 80 hours a week. Because after that 1 year, if you don't get the results, you quit. And you just slowly do it. The best analogy, I know everyone loves my analogies, but if you can do, I say this, right? If you could just spend 1 hour every week practicing basketball with like a coach for a year straight, you will be better than if you go out here and spend 52 hours in 2 days with a basketball coach, or in 7 days, 52 hours in 7 days, 10 hours a day, basically for 7 days. You know why? Because yeah, you'll gain a lot of skills in that week, but here's the problem. Your body's going to be sore. And then after a year, that muscle memory is going to be gone. That's why it's better just to do it every single day. That's why when you work out with your muscles, right, so most people work out 5 hours a week, right? An hour a day, 5 days a week, right?
Roughly.
Theoretically, in your mind, you should say this: I'm going to work out 5 hours on Saturday, and then I don't have to work out the whole entire week. Tell me, is that what bodybuilders do? Is that what people who are healthy do? No, because that's not the best way to do it. You get tired after an hour or two, right?
No.
And that grinding doesn't work. It's better to do it every single day consistently over a year. And so that's what we're talking about. Like, we don't want you watching 90. If you want to be a top 1% wholesaler, you are not working 100 plus hours a week.
It's not about trading your time for money, because you're never going to get the return on ROI or ROT. And the reality is that is old school thinking. Like, it's not going to work. You have to have precise. You're better off like consuming the information and taking very precise action. But that old school, like, put in 100 hours. And then, guys, the study's already out. When you deprive yourself of sleep, not only does it kill you like with your energy, your performance goes down, and you look like crap. You sound like crap.
You feel like crap.
And it, like, what's the point? Listen, there's 24 hours in a day. Yeah, I agree, use them wisely, but get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. That's non-negotiable. I'm just telling you, there's rare exceptions, some people, but honestly, don't deprive yourself of sleep. The studies show it hurts you in all aspects of your life, physically, mentally, everything. And honestly, the hours, you work 100-hour weeks. What's really going to change other than you burning out? So
I'm just telling you guys.
I thought it was funny. Like,
so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to work smart while not spending too much of your money, especially so you're successful, right? So let's talk about this. 40 hours is basic stuff, but we got to start basic and then build our way up if we're going to become great. 40 hours of marketing on a great list is better than 40 hours on a bad list, right? I think everyone knows that, right? But what I'll tell you too is 20 hours of a great list is still better than 40 hours on a bad list. Did the work change? No, it's just working better. You got to work smarter, not harder. And so the difference between having the right knowledge in your head can be the difference between doing 100 deals versus 10 deals. The difference between being a top wholesaler and not a top wholesaler. I hope you guys understand. It's knowing not how hard you're working, but what you're working on also. And so these are things that have, it's embarrassing, but like no one talks about this. Nobody, no one, unless you're in the paid $10,000 seminar type things. And we're just trying to get that information out to you. So let's talk about this. This is going to be, I think, an eye opener for most people. So let's break down the blueprint for you. Okay. So we think about how most wholesalers look, right? What's the best return on investment? How much money I put into wholesaling versus how much deals I get back cash wise? I would say government lists because it costs no money, right? Door knocking. We're not talking about time. We're talking about like how much money we're spending. Not much money. Drawing for dollars, gas money, cheap, right? Reverse drawing for dollars, sticky notes are basically cheap. Probate mailers, they're not the cheapest in the world, but versus direct mail, they're way better. Texting on a phone's free, right? JVing, joint venturing with people's free, and digital bandit signs are free, right? Those are great ROI lists where I don't have to spend much money. If I'm broke, these are where I'm going after, right? If you're broke and you got time, we don't care about ROT sometimes, right? We care about ROI. But I'm just saying, like, it's a very big one, right? And so what we understand is that's big ROI. What's the best ROT though? Like if I only have 10 hours a week to wholesale, right? What would I be doing instead? I would probably do a bunch of direct mail because money's not an issue and I just got to get deals. I don't have much time, right? Time's going to buy the money. Money's going to buy the time. Cold calling probates, I would say. Reverse trying for dollars. Why is cold calling government listed on here? Because it's probably not the best use of your time. You don't have much time to cold call government lists, right? I always say them. They're a great one. But like when you don't have that much time, it's not the best one, right? SMS text blasting is a great one, especially using a paid service with time. JVing, because guys, in 3 or 4 hours, you get a deal sold if you have your buyers already done. You can hire VAs to cold call for you. You can do digital bandit signs again, and then maybe radio ads. It's a great one when you don't have time. Just do the ad once and you can go out there. It's expensive. So we got to think here. Okay. I know how a smart wholesaler does it, and I know how a broke wholesaler would do it that doesn't have much money. What's the 1% wholesaler do? They're going to do the ones that repeat in both, the ones that mesh. And so if I want to get the best bang for my buck, but I also don't want to work hard, what's intersecting here, right? Government lists are a big one that, like the probates, those are big intersecting ones. Drawing for dollars, probate mailers, JVing and digital bandit signs, and texting. You pay for a texting service, or you can just do it on your phone for free. We teach both of them at wholesaling.com. What does this mean, right? I'm teaching you guys, this is what you should be doing. You want to be a 1% wholesaler. Like, you don't have much time. You want to do deals? Do this. You got no money. You want to get it really well. You're good. What I could tell you is 90% of wholesalers, because I'll be completely honest with you, if there's way more than 1 million wholesalers in the country actively right now. I'll tell you that for a fact. There's way more than that. Let's call it 2 million. We only have 141,000 subscribers over all of our channels. That's less than 5% of the wholesaling industry even watching us. So no one, I would say less than 90% of wholesalers are doing any of this. They're not doing government lists. They're not dry. I would say at least a quarter of them are drawing for dollars. No one's doing probate mailers. No one's JVing unless they paid for a course to learn how to JV. No one's doing digital bandit signs, and no one's texting really. And so that being said, you should be doing what they're not doing, because these lead to deals. These are in the sacred wholesaling text that no one thinks about anymore. But these are ones that regular folks of the hundreds of thousands of people that follow us, which is still a small portion of wholesalers, do to really do well. It's insane. It is unbelievable how much this works. And so you know this, right? Like if you start doing these strategies, you'll actually do well. It's insane that most wholesalers won't do them though, right?
It's crazy.
So learn, start doing it, implementing. We teach it how to do it at freewholesaling.com. But I hate to tell you, that's half the battle, knowing what to do. Now, the other half is knowing how to do it, right? You know what to do, but how to go about it, right? So everyone knows, hey, if I want to score 3 points in basketball, I'm going to have to shoot a three-pointer. No, okay, knowing that you need to shoot a three-pointer is half the battle, right? Mm-hmm. It's actually having the skills to put the thing in the hoop, right? And so that's first and foremost, okay? Second, this is a very important one, but this is your beliefs. Guys, in wholesaling real estate, I don't care. You'll do the best list. You can have the best team. But if you have the wrong belief system, if the way you believe in what you do, how you say, and what you wholesale, you won't become successful at all. It's your beliefs will change the way you make money.
I mean,
how you believe.
Honestly, your belief system is what's holding most of you back. You just got to be brutally honest, because most of you are using your previous life, your previous goggles, your personality that got you to a place that frustrates you. I've been there. I've done it. I'm telling you, I have spent a lot of energy on like my belief systems, what I believe in, my thoughts, what I believe is possible, because 95% of the world is going to tell you what you're doing here in wholesaling. It's impossible. You can't do it. They've given up, but you can't let them suck you in. And the biggest hint I can give you about a belief, it's easy to get a belief. The real challenge in wholesaling is, how do you keep that belief alive? And it's called conviction. And a conviction is nothing more than your passion in your belief. So when I go, hey, Zach, I'm trying this thing wholesaling, Zach goes, oh God, you're going to get killed. Like, that's such a scam. What are you doing? You play it safe and do that. And here's what a lot of people believe, like, well, what's wrong with it? What do you think? So number one, you lack conviction. And then the other thing that you guys let shatter your belief is you're so worried about what others think about you. Some of you have like this deathly afraid of calling anyone or talking to a seller. What are they really going to do to you? Decide which is more painful, being broke and being one of the 70% of Americans that hates your job, 70%. And that number is only rising, or talking to somebody that the worst they're going to do is say no to you. At some point, you guys are going to wait like I did. The pain of sitting in my old job, I would do anything you told me to do in wholesaling. But I took 12 and a half years to come to that decision. My goal with talking to you guys is to have you skip that 12 years and show you how to do it ahead of time. Dude, listen, my parents tried to coach me on what to do. I took really bad advice. It's the truth. And I'm not dissing on most of your parents, but the reality is the school system, your parents, your family, their job's just to get you to 18. And as soon as you accept that, you are on your own going forward. Yeah, they want to support you and stuff like that. Just don't take advice from people that haven't been there.
So it's about your beliefs and your belief systems. And if you truly go into wholesaling thinking that you're not good enough, you can't do it.
You're right.
Not do it. So think about basketball. I'm using basketball a lot, but basketball is a great analogy. If you don't believe you're going to make a shot, statistically, you're more likely to miss than thinking you will make the shot.
But I always think I'm going to make the shot in basketball. I still miss. So,
but if you think you're going to miss, it's going to be even worse.
I know. And
so what I could tell you is, the way you think is going to be a huge factor in your success. And so I could tell you, how do you become the 1% of wholesalers out here? It's one equation. It's having skills. It's about confidence. Those are the two. That is it. When I look at a 1% wholesaler, a person in the top 1% making hundreds of thousands a month, or everyone that makes over 100K a year, they have these two things in common. They have skills and they have confidence. So that's the biggest question. How do I gain skills? How do I actually gain the skills? First, skills come from two things: experience and knowledge. And so knowledge is easy. You go to freewholesaling.com. That's our free wholesaling course. You watch these videos. So like a quarter of the whole equation is just watching these type of videos, right? Actually knowing what to do, hopping on the one-on-ones, asking your questions on the live stream, all these things, right? That's skills. Very important. But knowledge is going to be there. Now, that other part is combining that knowledge with the actual experience. So like, you can hear me talk about cold calling all day, right? You can hear me do it. But do you have cold calling skills by watching me cold call? No. You seeing how I cold call, you downloading my script, you doing what I say. And then on top of that, you actually calling and making offers yourself. Skills are created like that. And that is how you gain skills, my friends. But that's part of the equation. Okay, well, if you have the skills, you're going to be good to go. But the other part is confidence. And how do I build confidence? What's confidence? Confidence is a belief in what you're saying and the actions you do. So that's why when I look in the camera right now, I can look at you dead in the eye and tell you that you can create wholesaling wealth. You can get your first wholesaling deal this month. I truly believe it, because I truly believe in the stuff I say. I truly believe in the words I speak, and I truly believe in the content that I'm giving you because, first and foremost, I hate to say this, I'm not bragging, but nobody has created more wholesaling first deals than you and I. No one,
Oh,
no one's
hands
even
down.
close to it. 3 or 4 checks I get sent every single day from people. Every day, all day. So I truly believe what I say works because I see it with my own eyes. I see people come up to us, hug us, say, thank you so much. I see it all the time. So I know, okay, what I say works. And that's why I can tell you when I talk to you, I'm not stuttering my words. I'm not like, I think I can help you get your first deal. And I know I can do it. No, I'm looking you dead in the eye. I can tell you it works because I see it firsthand every single day. It's all about what, because I truly believe in what I'm saying. And so confidence is when I'm on the phone with somebody, I truly believe what I'm saying. I truly believe that me and my partner can buy the property for cash. I have the experience, which helps with the skills. Combine the skills, combine your confidence. There's nothing that's going to stop you. The truth is most wholesalers don't want to confront that reality, right?
No, it's guys, we talk about a belief. Your conviction will bridge it with your conviction will let you keep taking the actions, and then that's going to equate to your confidence. I got to tell you, dude, my first year of wholesaling was petrifying to me. You know why it was petrifying? Because I wasn't used to it. It seemed completely foreign, and there was no one to support me. And everybody, if I talked to 10 people, 9 people thought I was crazy, including my family. So I'm just here to tell you, when you wake this walk, you expect everyone to support you. The amazing thing is, if you sign up to go to college or you sign up like for a big company for a career, everybody loves you, right? Yeah. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then when you go out and be an entrepreneur and do something like wholesaling, they're like, what are you doing? Is that legal? Why would you do that? It seems really risky. Do they offer benefits? It's like, and so understanding you are going to go out on an island. And when you expect to get the same feedback you got from your job and your education, you're not going to get it. And that shocked me. But like it took me years to build up the fortification. And by the way, I don't explain to anybody what I do. Hey, I help people quickly sell their house. That's it. Like I don't complicate it. Don't go, hey, I'm an entrepreneur that does this. Just honestly, guys, they don't care. So you have to show people instead of telling them. If you show people what you do, actually show with actions, it's much easier. When you keep telling people what you do, and then if you don't do it, it really sets you up for failure. So just like if I'm going to lose weight, I rather show you the weight loss than tell you, hey, I lost 8 pounds. You can't tell people you lost weight. You got to show them. Wholesaling's the exact same thing.
Exactly. I agree. And so what do you do now watching this? You want to start becoming a top wholesaler. What do? Number 1, acquire skills. Go to freewholesaling.com, start taking action. Knowledge, experience, go to freewholesaling.com, take action. You're watching this video, you're gaining the skills right now. But remember, it's the taking action portion is the other half. So you got to do that, okay? It's like I say, give me a PB&J sandwich, and you just give me a peanut butter sandwich. I'm like, what is this? Oh, well, it's what I thought. Here's a peanut butter sandwich. It's not PB&J. Where's the jelly, right? You have to. I'm letting you know. You can go to freewholesaling.com. You can watch all the videos you want.
I can eat without the jelly.
But you got to take action. It'd be too dry. You got to take the action, guys. Okay, I'm telling you. And you guys, I see people take action and then they don't want to go to freewholesaling.com. You're like, oh, I see some of the videos on YouTube. I ain't gonna.
Or worse, they take action. They felt like they got chastised, negative, and like, it was tough. It was like, yeah, I told you it's going to be tough up front. Like, you can't come back crying to me going, I called 20 people and I got rejected 20 times. I go, great. Let me know when you get to 1,000 or 10,000.
No, so it's the experience. But so there's some people that take action and then they don't go to freewholesaling.com and I got my deal stolen. Oh, it's how it works. No, because you didn't go to freewholesaling.com. You didn't use our contracts. You didn't get a non-refundable EMD. You didn't ask the right questions for your cash buyer. You didn't ask the right questions for your title company. You didn't do anything we said in freewholesaling.com. That's why you're broke and why you're not getting any wholesaling deals. It's a combination. Okay. So you got to do that. How do you gain confidence? This is an easy one. Get uncomfortable. Let me say it one more time. If you feel comfortable all the time, you're not getting confidence. You have to get massively, massively uncomfortable. If your stomach doesn't hurt a little by calling the first time or talking to the first seller or making that first offer, you ain't doing it right, or something's wrong with your head. You're always going to be uncomfortable starting out, but you have to get over that uncomfortability to actually gain the skills, right?
And you guys got to understand there's two different types of comfort. Listen, if you got a roof over your head, you got some AC, or you got some heat in the winter, don't get me wrong, that's just living. That we're not talking about that kind of comfort. We're talking about getting uncomfortable, and I use the word wildly uncomfortable because what you're doing now and what we're going to ask you to do is so wildly different. If you don't feel uncomfortable, it means you're not growing, you're not trying to change. Because here's what happens. The minute you get out of your comfort zone, here's what's going to happen. Your old self, your unconscious is going to try to suck you back in. No, Rick, come on back over here, man. It's safe. You won't get rejected. I'll protect you. We can take naps, relax, you sleep in. Why take the risk? And I'm just telling you, when I tell you to get uncomfortable, it just means you're in the right place. It took me a long time to grasp this. If you can't grasp this, when you get uncomfortable, it means you're growing and changing. I'm not putting your health at risk. I'm not putting your family at risk. I'm trying to make a change in your life. You're going to have to take some sort of risk at some point in time. And why not do it now? Get wildly uncomfortable, because when you separate and do it, you're going to want to keep going back, and you're going to have to fight that urge. A lot of you guys do busy crap that doesn't do any good. And when you get uncomfortable, you call old friends, you call acquaintances, ex-girlfriends, stuff like that, and they suck you back in. And that's where you start to shatter your belief and your conviction is not there. Being uncomfortable means you're growing and you're trying to become a better person. And go, Rick told me being uncomfortable is okay. That's where I need to go, because most of you gravitate back to comfortable and you're in that constant struggle. Just separate and move on. Like, trust me, because in like 30 to 90 days, the uncomfortable will be the new comfortable.
I agree. So become uncomfortable. Okay. So remember, work smarter, still work hard. I'm not telling you not to work hard, but just be consistent and you'll win. If you work hard, if you work smart, that we're saying, and you show up every single day, you will win. You only are a loser in wholesaling when you quit. So if you're not quitting right now, you're a winner in training. That's all we can say. So if you want to become a top 1% wholesaler, work your butt off, learn what to do, go to wholesaling.com, gain the skills, take the action, and go after it. Remember, that's the blueprint. Take action. Learn what to do. Show up every single day. You're going to make mistakes, but you're going to learn from those mistakes, and you'll do well, right?
Yeah, just like think of yourself like in a marathon. Dude, 26, was it 26.2, 26.1, whatever it is?
26.2.
Long run. Okay, I would never make it 26 miles, especially in this heat. But when you're running, if you guys have ever been in a race and you were in high school or anything, and you see like the guy or gal pass you on the left, it messes with you. It messes with you bad, because now you let somebody else's pace affect your race, and you have to run your own race. You guys got to stop comparing yourself, especially people on the internet. Use it for motivation. You should be cheering on everyone's victory. I don't know why we sit here and bash each other. It's a joke. There's so much business out there. I'm here to tell you, you need to look for the marathon. As long as you keep running and you keep your shoes on, you have a shot. When you pull up under the shaded tree and sit, and then you sprint a mile and then you sit again, eventually you will not continue. If you look at it from a longevity, listen, the reality is we all learn at a different pace. We all have different backgrounds and educations. The beautiful thing that unites us all is wholesaling does not care. Yeah. And it is proven. It is not a fad. It's been around long before I ever started this, and it'll be around long after I'm not here. So I'm here to tell you, run a marathon. Sprinters, you see sprinters disappearing everywhere right now. People are falling off. It's like, just keep running the race. Stop listening to the news. Just keep running your wholesaling race. Wholesaling works in all markets. You got to work it.
I agree. So I'm telling you guys, go out here, do the work you have to do, and you'll become a successful wholesaler. Guys, go to wholesaling.com. And remember, it is our free stinking wholesaling course where we'll teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. Go freewholesaling.com. So you guys got questions? We're here to answer it. We're here to help you guys out and make you the best wholesaler possible. So let's talk about it. That's how we get it going. First thing of bookkeeping or housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
We have an exciting announcement on Tuesday. So next live stream on Tuesday on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. we are doing what we're calling our first annual wholesaling deal-a-thon. So what is a wholesaling deal-a-thon? I want everyone to know before everyone's confused what's going on Tuesday. Everyone who can't sell their wholesaling deal will be able to come on and pitch their deal to everybody in the audience. And it's like being a matchmaker, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. You'll send me the deal privately.
The Tinder of wholesaling.
I guess so. I will underwrite the deal for you. I'll let the audience know if it's a good deal or not, how much money you can probably make on it. Then you can connect with that person and y'all can fall in love in a JV
agreement.
Making, I don't know, you make 10, 15K. And that's the point. So if you guys are out here right now, you have a contract you just can't sell, I promise you, send the deal over. I will go underwrite it and I'll be going through it. I'm telling you, the wholesaling deal-a-thon, we're going to get deals done and be exciting. And I can't wait to do it. And hey, maybe you guys send me a deal that I can do for you guys.
Maybe we can buy it.
And guess what happens? I will give away Flip with Rick Plus subscriptions all day, every day on Tuesday. I don't know how long I'm going to go, as many deals as you guys have. But if you have a deal, it's a good deal. I might just buy it myself as a rental. I'll just give you Flip with Rick Plus for free. Or you guys want to give me a portion of the deal, then I'll just give you Flip with Rick Plus, even if it's $500. I'll give you guys for free just because you did JV deal with us on the wholesaling-a-thon, whatever it is.
Yeah. So we'll do some things to protect addresses so we don't have everybody going around.
No, we're not going to do that. But
and then either we're going to get your deal sold or you're going to learn a valuable lesson. Either way, you win. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. And then we're going to show you things that you might have you missed or saw, and then you'll learn from it. And either you can go back and correct it, find a buyer and get it done, or heck, I'll get you out of a bad deal too. Hopefully you used our contracts, but
yeah. So what we're going to do is, if you can use this line, deal-a-thon. If you want to email support@flipwithrick.com, the quotes deal-a-thon. So our sellmypaper.com won't take the deal and try to JV with you. If you just email that property address to there, when we display the address, we're not going to display the address. We're going to display the zip code and the bed and baths. And I'll let you know what I think it can sell for. And then it'll be pretty cool. And then we'll see what we get. But it's going to be a deal-a-thon. It's going to be pretty cool.
It'd be fun.
Hopefully, maybe get 30 or 40 deals done in a day. That's going to be pretty. That'll be pretty cool. And I was thinking of which way to do it. Maybe I JV with everyone. Then we put the proceeds to charity. I was thinking about all these things. But I'd rather you just guys keep the money yourself. So that's going to be pretty cool. So email it and you got your deal. So remember, Tuesday, be there. Because even if you don't have a deal to submit, if you're in your market and you have like 4 or 5 buyers, maybe you can be the person to JV with somebody. So I got a deal. It's in Phoenix and it's locked up. It's a 3-2. And I look at it. I'm like, okay, this thing can definitely sell for 150. And they lock it up for 140. And maybe you guys can split it 5K, 5K. Yeah, so you're watching this from anywhere. You guys have to stay tuned on it. And heck, you're going to learn. You're going to watch me comp properties. You're going to see how to comp. Or you're going to see
that'd be good.
It'll be pretty exciting. So the wholesaling deal-a-thon starts on Tuesday. If it's something cool, we might make this multiple times a year. I don't know. But I think it's going to be pretty gangster. So the wholesaling marathon of the deal-a-thon is going to start on Tuesday. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, I love it. So what we're going to do is answer some questions, help you guys out. So Chaka says, are you guys reading the chat? No, we do not read the chat. Just kidding. I pulled it up just to show you I read the chat. Okay. So Saeed says, is your approach any different when it comes to probates? Our approach is pretty similar. We still call them. Same script, same everything. Sometimes we'll do actual mailers. Inside of freelisten.com, we show you how we do the mailers. But our approach is pretty similar for probates, right?
Yeah, but it's a little bit of a longer play.
Yeah.
And you really got to learn to be a good listener. And we keep it simple and authentic. And honestly, they're your best deals. The problem is most people they don't think there's enough deals in probates. But honestly, you can triple your profitability on a regular wholesaling deal. That's why I recommend everybody to bring them in. And then remember, a probate, you don't have to learn everything yourself. You just got to find people willing to sell their properties and just try to help them out. So we go into depth, teach you how to do it. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a couple little variances. But remember, the key is with your ears. You got to listen to people in probate. And the more they talk, the better chance of getting a great wholesale deal. The less they talk, the harder.
So what you have to understand here is really the way that I would say my approach is, it's just going to be a lot nicer, a lot kinder, but you're going to make a lot of money doing that. I'm telling you right now, you can make a ton. All right. So let's see here. 100% on the being on. You guys, being uncomfortable. It's going to get you rich. I promise you guys. Shout out to site. You guys are the truth. Closed my last deal at $42,000.
Awesome,
I love
man.
it. I love seeing that.
That's great.
Saeed, make sure you email me. I want to get you on the podcast. I love that. Oh my gosh. Love it. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Let's see here. That's some good stuff right here. Chicago and JV in Houston. You got deals? Send it to the dealathon. I'm telling you, do
So
well.
everybody says you got to get your sleep, man. God, I'm telling you, man. If I don't get my sleep, it's just not fun. You feel like you're in like a deficit all day. You're actually looking forward to go to bed earlier. It's like, figure a way to get your sleep. I don't know who came up with that. Like, yeah,
I agree.
Some people go like 4 hours. You ain't gonna make it. Something is going to give your health, your mental being something.
Exactly. So Winston says, out drying for dollars. Love to see it. Love to see it. So what we're going to do is do some one-on-ones too. So how do you hop on the one-on-ones and talk to us? You have to be in our Facebook group to be on the one-on-ones. And so how do you do it? Let me show you really quick. So you got to join our Facebook group. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. That is our free real estate wholesaling Facebook group. And it's got a lot of people in it, I think. So right here, Wholesaling Houses for Real. You click the featured. You click the top here. And you click join here. Boom. You click that. You can join actually and talk to me absolutely for free one-on-one. So without further ado, let's talk to the people. Let's see how I can help you guys out and make you a better wholesaler. So first off, we got Vincent. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
How y'all been, man?
Phenomenal,
man.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. So I don't want to hold you too long. Hey, it's always some bumps in the road when the breakthrough's coming, right?
It's hot enough out.
So my thing is, I got a seller right now. He's ready to, get the agreement done, and I send it over to him. He has all these objections. First thing he was talking about was putting the lockbox on the property. Once we get on the contract, he's like, "Why do I have to put a lockbox on this property when I could just come open it up for you guys?" How would y'all go about handling that?
You're going to have him go through it with you when you do the walkthrough.
Is it vacant?
Yeah, it's a vacant property. He has like 20
He doesn't want to give it. I get
Yeah,
it. He's going to have to do the walkthrough with you, unfortunately.
Yeah, here's the reality, guys. You have to size up all your sellers. Some are super easy. They don't want to be bothered. And trust me, I wish every one of them was like that for Vincent. But the reality is, guys, you're going to have at least a minimum of half your wholesale deals. They're going to give you some resistance. It is just, and unfortunately they own the property and it's not worth losing the deal over. So you try to coax them once or twice, but like there comes a point where you're going to jeopardize the deal if you don't follow the request, and it sucks, but it's part of the deal. So what you have to do will go, okay, the lockbox thing, it's closed. It's not that. So honestly, you have to know the temperament of your seller. I've had sellers saying, "I'm never opening that door and I'm never letting you back in it again." Literally, he knows this is like, and I just look at him. I'm like, well, you better be getting a good deal because you're going to get like one shot to show it. Now, I have some sellers I can get in 2, 3, maybe 4 times and they're going to go crazy. And then I got some that will just let everybody in. So what you have to do is when you get your deal, when you price it, while you're pricing it, you got to kind of figure out if they're going to let you in or not. Now, typically when they're vacant, you got a much better shot. Usually it's home owner occupieds that are the real challenging ones. But listen, you're creative, you're a wholesaler, and we do things differently, and you're just going to have to navigate through it. You are not going to get a ton of shots to show the property. That's just the truth, because you're going to have to do a lot of vetting up front, and all the underwriting has to be done by your buyers before they go to the property. And then you got to decide, can you bring 1 or 2 or 3 buyers through there while the guy's there and get away with it? Or do you get 2 or 3 separate shots? And you say, listen, I got to bring my contractor by. Hey, we had a question about the HVAC. My HVAC guy's going to come by. And the guy's like, I don't understand what you're doing. Now, to be honest with you, I tell everybody I'm here to make a profit, but I don't lie to him either. Like, I'm bringing in my partners to figure out how we can get this thing back where it needs to be. But some people only let you in once. Some people let you in 50 times. Some people let you. The lockbox, Vincent, is the dream. And I love that. And I love that you asked for it. But I've had sellers, you get one shot. They tell me that all the time. It's like, okay. And then you deal with it. And some of your deals will fall through because you can't make them work. But this is part of the deal. If you push a seller too hard, you will kill the entire deal. So just make sure you're getting a good deal. Listen, if it's a super tight deal and a ridiculous seller, they're tough.
So the first walkthrough I had, I already kind of, already showed him, hey, can we get in there 1 or 2 times after the agreement signed? He's like, yeah, that's no problem. 1 or 2 times I can come meet y'all and open it up.
Yeah.
It's virtually. So I would go have one of my, partners out there meet them at the property so that he don't talk to them. They don't have the buyer conversation with the seller conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, I lost my train of thought. I was writing. So I was thinking about when I first looked at the property, I brought one of my buyers that always helped me out. Like, hey, you could put it probably in this price range or whatever. And if it's in his price range, it'll work. He's a kind of like cheaper guy in the area, but he's still honest with me about the deal. And he told me I could make at least 10 to 16 off of this deal with the right buyer. So my thing is, once I bring, I'm trying to figure out how to do it without the seller and the buyers talking, even if my partner's there, but them not having any conversation.
So are we talking locally or virtually?
This is virtually.
I mean, you're going to have a trusted buyer. So you don't have many choices here. You can either hire someone that
right?
Is very trusted.
I got a partner that's there that could go to the property.
So they go to the property with the buyer. They walk the buyer through as an escort.
And the seller's gonna be there.
The seller's not okay with somebody going through the house. You said they're okay with opening up the property though.
Yeah, the seller's gonna open the property up for it, but
I don't follow.
So I'm trying to figure out, because one time I had a situation where the buyers and the sellers talked with my partner there because it was just so many that came. My partner couldn't.
I know that.
Yeah. So
you have to have one good buyer. You have to have one partner that's controlling the buyer, that person walking through, and that's how it works. That's all you can do. But really, most of it is training the buyer. If the buyer is like being a greedy guy and he just keeps talking to the seller, you didn't train the buyer well enough.
And they do that. And you got to say, listen, if you're going to have your partner there locally to walk them through, they meet the buyer before. They can meet him at like a coffee place or just around the corner. Go, listen, I'm going to bring you in there. You got 5 minutes. Here's the deal. I'm going to get the door open. I'm going to deal with the seller and entertain him. You walk around with a notepad, whatever you do. You get back in the car and you meet me around the corner. His job is to run interference with the seller to keep them separate. Exactly. So like they don't risk saying something stupid. And it is difficult when 3 people show up. So you always have to verify how many people are coming to the property. Once again, I'm not asking anyone to lie, but your concern right there is the seller just looks at the asset. He's not there to look at the seller and interrogate him. So your partner is just going to sit there and you basically do small talk with the seller while he walks around. Go, listen, he's just getting a layout to kind of confirm what the costs are, so we can figure out what the rehab budget is going to be. It is, because that's most likely what he's going to do anyways. And then you get him straight in his car, and then you meet him around the corner out in the parking lot, because the sellers tend to hang around and go, what are you guys discussing? What's going on?
Okay.
And if you have an out of line buyer and then they decide to cut you out,
right,
it becomes, so you got to take control. And always ask this when you're doing that: how many people are coming to look at the property? Okay, right. Just you? Perfect. If he shows up with a truckload of 4, stop him. You ain't coming in.
Right.
Because it's going to be a disaster. It makes people, it would give the seller so much anxiety, it'd probably kill your entire deal. Yeah. So does it always work out that perfect, Vincent? No. People surprise you all the time. Sometimes people bring their wives. They show up with dogs. They show up with kids. You got to be very clear. Who's coming to the property? You got 5 minutes to look around. Do you have any questions beforehand? And you want them to comp and go, okay, you're selling it for 80 grand. If you say it is what you say it is 80 grand, I'm good to go. I'm just going to visually to verify it. And that's it. So you just got to come run separate. If you do the coffee shop or around the corner, you just don't want your seller hovering while you're talking to somebody outside. And some sellers, you can do it. They don't care. They hop in their car. They're just there to open the door. But you're not going to find that out till the actual showing.
Right.
And being virtually, it's a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes, guys, you don't have a partner locally and you just have to work through it. And sometimes that deal will blow up. That's why virtual contracts have a much higher fallout rate than a local contract, because you can't always control that piece.
Right. Yeah, and then so he had so many objections with the agreement that I've been using for a while now. I mean, he's the first one, like I said, that he's bringing out stuff that I never even seen in the contract. So I actually checked out y'all agreement on your website. It's it's more simple, straight to the point. Mine is like 5 pages. And I was going to use your guys' agreement. And I just had a question. I was checking it out. Is there, like, outside of like buyers will assume closing costs, is there anything else in the agreement that I should put in additional terms that would help me and protect me or better the outcome?
The contract's pretty simple.
Listen, Vince, at the end of the day, the buyer and the seller have to agree to all the terms.
Yeah.
The contract is just to help navigate through it and fill in the 5 things you need to have a valid real estate contract. I'm not a lawyer here to give advice. And here's the most important thing. Whatever you two agree on it, you just got to figure out how to get it on paper. Don't ever let the paper dictate. That paper is never going to save everybody in court like they think it is. So if you told the buyer, you told the seller you were going to pay all closing costs,
right?
You better make sure you both have an understanding of that. Because, by the way, paying all closing costs is probably one of the most misleading statements you can ever say. So then you have to define a closing cost. Do you know there's no real definition for a closing cost? A lot of people think that includes the taxes, the title policy. No. Closing cost technically is the cost the title company charges to close it.
Right.
So when someone puts in writing closing cost, unless you break it down line item by line item, it's completely open to interpretation. And here's what the title company is going to ask you at the closing. Can you guys clarify what you mean? Like, who's paying what for closing cost? And it's like, listen, I get a smoking deal and the taxes are like a year's owed. And maybe there's a small lien against the I'll pay for everything, but only after I have the entire picture of it. When you're doing an agreement there, go, listen, I'll pay for the cost of the title company. And then I negotiate everything. So it's like, so many people get lost. I've seen contracts 30 pages and I've seen contracts in less than 1 page. They all do the exact same thing. All the crap you see in between honestly came up between lawyers and realtors. And a lot of them are like worst case scenario. Very few properties ever go to worst case scenario, but I get it. And don't obsess over the contract. At the end of the day, some contracts you want a simple 1.5 page like we have, because some people just want to sign and they want to get rid of the property. And some people want to go into the weeds of everything you do. And they go, this 1.5 scares me. There's not enough verbiage in here. So
but that's what I'm saying. He was more he seems more the simple type, because he's literally going through this thing talking about, I'm gonna highlight. We're supposed to talk this evening. He's gonna highlight everything that he had a problem with, and I'm like, it's not that deep. We just need 30
No, I know, but like some people like freak out when there's not enough. Like lawyers don't like a 1.5 contract. They like it doesn't make sense. Yeah. That's why a lot of contracts are 10 to 15 pages, because they go, oh, okay, this looks normal. This guy's legit, and they'll pass judgment on your contract. Lawyers do all the time. Realtors definitely do, because my God, he's summarizing in a 1.5 how this is going to go down. There's got to be a problem. And honestly, it's more transparent in my opinion. Everything's negotiable. Listen, you could take a cocktail napkin and get a deal done if you guys consent to the terms and you have valid signatures. So I try to use the contract that's going to give me the least amount of resistance. By the way, when I used to show up to my appointments, I would come with multiple contracts. Now, if I had a probate, I kind of knew where it was going, but some people go, listen, I need to see your contract because I'm suspect of you. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the longer contract. And if someone goes, dude, just sign. I don't want to go through a lot of crap. I just need to sign and move on. I go to the 1.5 contract. All the contracts do the exact same thing. We want to help them out. We want to get the property sold.
Right.
We want to make a profit. I don't hide it from anybody.
Yeah,
What vehicle you use, honestly, you have to take the temperament of your seller.
Right.
And I got to be honest with you, some of it's a learning curve. Some deals will blow up because you pulled out the wrong contract. You go, I ain't doing that again. Like, I learned a valuable lesson. So
yeah,
you try to make your best guesstimate and move on with it.
yeah. I was going to use you guys because it seems like he's the more simple type.
And use it.
And he didn't like what mine said, and then I'm like, we're not even going to use. Like, he was just. I think it's just really, it's that cold feet thing. He just finding things, but for him to keep talking to me, he must want to get it done. So I'm hoping that.
Do it, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I could use that agreement, and like I said, the walkthrough would be as easy as possible or smooth as possible.
All right.
All right, fellas.
Okay, bud. Good luck,
All right.
Vincent.
See you, man.
Later.
Hey, you gotta make it simple, right? So, Saeed. Hello.
Saeed, you there?
All right. I'm gonna call you right back, bro. 1 second. All right. Hey, guys. I'm sorry.
What's going on, man?
I was on the phone with my partner.
Your partner. Okay.
Yeah. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. So you closed a $42,000 deal?
Yeah. Let me show you the HUD, man. I don't want to. I don't lie.
I love it.
I know.
Yeah. I was in the middle of lunch. I was. All right. 1 second. What's the name?
Make sure to cover up some information on it, though.
Okay.
42 grand is a lot of money. That's life changing right there. Yeah.
Let me just zoom in right here.
There we go. Okay.
You see, this is 37.5.
I see.
37.5. All right.
Yeah, I took the 5 out the day before just in case.
Oh, the 5K.
Plus 5K.
That's incredible, man.
Dude.
I took the 5,000 out the day before closing just in case the buyer wanted to
All
do
right.
something for me.
Here's the problem, man. I want to break down that whole deal and your whole entire journey, but I do not have 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh,
So
you're good.
why don't we do this? How about you DM me, message me. I'll get you on the podcast next week. Sound good?
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. On Instagram?
All right. It's, I think it was, it's Flip with Zach. Yeah, Flip with Zach.
Yeah, I have you on Instagram. I don't know if you wanted me to
DM me on Instagram.
There.
I'll look for you tonight. And then only thing I'm gonna ask is if you can send me the HUD. I won't steal your. I just want to verify it, and we'll have you on the podcast. And people send you JV deals, man. What area was this in?
This is in Clarksville, Tennessee, about 40 minutes away from Nashville.
Oh wow,
that's my market I'm focusing on right now is Clarksville and Nashville. But as of lately, I've been thinking about trying virtual markets. I'm still marketing. I have callers doing there, calling through. But I'm thinking about increasing my chances by marketing to other places. I don't know if that's the right move or not, but I've already called through almost every high equity, every driving for dollars lead I got. I'm pulling government lists now, so I'm just trying to find a way to continually do deals.
Let's talk. I think the best way. I mean, how much money you've made in Clarksville this year?
50,000.
I mean, that's pretty good,
far.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at it for a year. It took me 6 months to get my first deal, and but then I closed that one in April, and then the month later got the 42,000 one. And
I want to talk to you about it, man. I'm excited. So DM me, man. I want to help you out with that too. Get you some more deals, but I want to do that podcast so I can understand your business a lot better. And then after the podcast, we can talk. I can help you out. So let's do it, man. I'm excited.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. Hey, you guys have been
proud of you, man.
Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. You guys are the ones who inspired me.
Yeah. $42,000.
Yeah.
Come on.
And the thing is, it took him 6 months. And I tell you guys, a marathon. So many people want to quit after a month or 3 months. And I'm telling you guys, I have just the same rocky journey. I wish I could give you every detail of it. I went through the same thing you guys went through. I just didn't have social media to do it during the time because, I'm old school and I'm old. So I'm just here to tell you is if he quit that journey in month 3 or 4, he wouldn't get there. Now he's acquired a skill set. He survived the journey. Now he knows how to talk to people. Now he understands the marketing. It's going to get wicked for the next 6 months for him because he knows what he's doing now and he's confident in what he's doing. And that skill set, that journey he did in that first 6 months, now the payoff's going to come. So many people want that quick payoff. I need a quick hit. Listen, go play the lottery, because if you're the type of person that buys lottery tickets, that does not work in wholesaling. So congratulations. I think it's phenomenal.
I'd love to see that. So let's see what else we got here. Shaw. Hello.
Shaw, you there?
Shaw is not there.
Okay.
Michelle.
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 Are people
do not
sleeping
wanna
today, man?
Philip.
Philip's getting gas.
I think he's getting gas. Talk to Philip later. Lordy. Hector, what is up?
What's up?
I'm doing good.
You get touch on those TV screens at the gas pumps. It's like mesmerizing. It's
Yeah.
like,
How are you,
How you guys doing?
good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. So just an update from I think the last time we talked. We've been hitting like I don't know, about $5,000, $7,000 months. We just hit our first. Well, this last month we just hit our first $10,000 month. Yeah, thank you. It's huge. We're on course to hit our next $15,000 to $20,000 month this month. Actually, I just had a seller. He just rescheduled me for tomorrow. I'm gonna take him out to lunch, and I wanted to talk to you about that. I just closed one. I just closed the deal. About 2 weeks ago for $5,000. Pretty nice, dude. I mean, it's nothing major.
Okay.
It's nothing major. Yeah, dude. It's man, it's crazy. This month I'm doing some crazy stuff. I'm doing my first JV deal.
Okay.
Which was super. Oh my gosh, what a flex! Hey, what a flex a JV deal is. Had someone reach out to me. We were in the car, and he was like, "Hey, I got a deal down your area. I got no buyers for it. I'm this close away from walking away from it." I was like, "All right, let me make one call. Let me see what's going on." I literally made one call, talked to my buyer out here. And dude, we picked it up. I think we're splitting like an $7,000 or $8,000. I can't remember, but and now this guy is just like, "Oh my gosh, you're the GOAT. You're a lifesaver." But it was so nice being able to like make that one call. Hey, what's up, Mr. Buyer? How you doing? I got a property over here. All right, cool. Yeah, what's the numbers? All right, here's the numbers. Swing by and see if that's something you want. Within that day, he went and called me back. "Yeah, let's go ahead and pick that up. What we're looking at." All right. I tried to dump it off a little bit more, but he was like, "Well, here's what I can work with." So by the end of the day, I mean, all of that happened that one day. So by the end of the night, I got home. I got the text, "Hey, here's my numbers." I told my partner Malachi. He's out in California, and he's like, "Yeah, that works. Let's just do it." I'm like, "That works for me. Shoot." What a flex. I never did. That was so cool. So yeah,
it's so crazy just doing them all over the country like a madman.
Yeah.
It works, and they make money. It's great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I'm actually and now I'm getting more. What's really crazy about this, like you talk about Zach, you talk about this upward spiral type deal. Man, you're right. There, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like I was able to quit my job.
What'd you do, Hector?
I quit my job before. I was I told you guys this before. I was making $60,000 a year, managing Pizza Huts. Had a few stores, a couple dozen employees.
Yeah.
I quit that to do wholesaling the whole time. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Had a little egg laid up, where I could fall back on that if I needed to. But up to a point, it wasn't really panning out as hard as I wanted it to be. So I had to pick up a job. So I actually ended up being a concierge front desk at a hotel. And that was actually like a blessing in disguise, man. I was getting these, oh my gosh, from coming from my GM checks to those, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But I was able, it gave me the time to cold call at work. It gave me the time
Yeah.
to find leads at work, you know, and between customers coming in, you know, guests and whatever. So I actually left that place a week before this last one closed. And dude, it's been nonstop. It's so nice being back on the road. Like I just door knocked yesterday, 40 plus doors. And like it's fine with me. Like I'm good with that. Like I love it, dude. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Hector,
But,
I gotta get you on the podcast because that will send a bunch of people your way. I think you have an inspiring story. So
Sure.
do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
Do you have Facebook?
Yeah, I got Facebook.
Okay. Do you know how to DM me on Facebook?
I
Figure it
don't.
out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Figure it out. What's your last name, Hector?
Guzman, Guzman.
Okay, that's gonna actually be.
Yeah.
You were not the first Hector Guzman I know. So
No.
I'll try to find. You're in Wholesaling Houses for real, right?
Yeah.
So I'll DM you. All I need
Okay.
from you is you to DM some HUDs to prove that you're real. I believe it, but you just got to send it because my word's everything on the podcast. And I promise you'll probably get 2 or 3 deals sent to you. You'll get paid.
That's cool, man.
And Hector,
That's
how
cool.
long you been doing this for?
So I just calculated it up 16 months, going on 17.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah, I just did that this morning. So what me and my wife had this conversation. I'm closing 3 as of right now. I got 2 contracts right here, ready to roll. I'm actually gonna probably back out of one. Because it's one of them. It's just, I don't know, from where I was to where I am now, it's just one of them deals where like I'm looking at, I'm like, this is one of them beginner deals where I locked it up too high, trying to help the seller. I was going for the yes, I got the no's out the way, but then I got the yes way too high. And I'm just like, I don't know anybody in the town. It's a new territory way out the way. It's just one of the things that I'm like, I'm iffy about it, but I don't know. I don't know, but
I get it.
It's just one of the things. So, I think starting sometime this week. What's today? Wednesday, Thursday? I don't even know anymore. Thursday.
Yeah.
So starting this week, I should be closing at least 2. I should be closing out 1 deal. I know for sure every week from this week on, from the title company, getting paid out on that, and that's $4,000 each deal. Coming through. It should be, if my math is mathing, but yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's actually super crazy.
Dude,
like me and my wife were talking about it. I was like, yeah, each check that I'm getting once every week for the rest of this month is going to be what she makes in a month. Awesome. And she's like, oh my, she loves it, but, I really didn't want, this is really what I want to show here. This is really what I want to show. This is a receipt. This is a receipt. Somebody can see that, but this is a receipt. That's from the utility company. I have a $700 credit on the utility company right there. I was able to pay that for 3 months. When this bill came in for $270 something, I just ripped it in half. It's already paid. It's already paid. I got my rent paid for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
I got my internet paid for the next 5 months. It's dude, I can't even tell you the amount of stress that is out of my life because I really took action, dude.
And I show you when your rental comes up again, you can negotiate or you can buy. But I'm just telling you, like he's even used a strategy. I go offer to pay a year up front and ask for a 15-20% discount. And it's like, and they'll go like this. Can you really do that? I'm like, just ask your boss. Let me know if he wants to do it. And it's like, because it's a win-win for both parties if you decide to do it.
Sure.
Listen, money only gives you options to do things in life you never thought you could do before. Hector, you're just scraping the tip of the iceberg. You have no idea. Like,
Right.
I want you to live where you own a place and it's mortgage free because you work and you're doing the action part very well. So I'm just telling you, you're just scraping the iceberg. I will tell you, I would load up your bank account as deep as you can go because you're working hard for it, because your other journey is going to be learn how to keep your money and keep you out of the things that put you in the position you were in. You got to learn from those mistakes. I went on a 10-year journey on that. He was lucky enough to learn it a lot earlier than I did. And like, if you guys, you're going to make a boatload of money if you commit to wholesaling. The second part of it is learning how to keep your money and how to make it grow for you. And
Right.
so get excited about it and like get your wife involved and go, hey, listen, we can do this, we can grow that. And anything you try to pay in advance, try to get a discount. I know it feels good and I agree with you, but it's like the day I freed our mortgage and everything else, I was like, can we really do that? I go, why do we keep sending him a check? But we had a plan for it. We had a high interest rate. I'm like, just pay it off. So congratulations. I love what you're doing.
Right.
Just like keep it and keep
Thank
your
you.
humbleness. And we'll get you on the podcast
Yeah.
and learn more about it.
So I'll message you for the podcast.
Yeah, no,
if you want.
yeah.
We'll get you deals.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
fun, dude. That's
Absolutely.
incredible, Hector. I love your story. And it's just like, listen, Hector's like everybody else watching this. He ran a marathon. He didn't quit after month 2 and 3. And those were frustrating months, wasn't it? The first few months starting.
My gosh. Yes. Sellers backing out. You're leaving EMD everywhere.
I know.
It's crazy. Your wife is like, what's going on here?
What are
You
you
know?
doing?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Dude, he's the Rick and Zach guy. I don't know, man. They're walking you down the plank. I don't know if you come back. I'm just telling you, man. It's just congratulations on having the guts to do this. Because listen, a lot of people talk about it. You actually did it.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for you and your wife. Oh, awesome.
Well,
Thank
we
you,
can turn the podcast too. We're excited.
Hey, real quick. Real quick, if you got the time, I'm taking out the seller who rescheduled on me for today, for tomorrow. He rescheduled for tomorrow. I'm taking him out to lunch. I told him I want to take him out to lunch before I see the property. You know, we can talk. How can I strategize around that? Like, I know, obviously, I don't want to bring up, like, the property. I want to get to know the guy. I want to get to see where he's at because I made him a $38,000 offer. We're $30,000 apart from where we want to be, where he wants to be. So,
Hector, you ain't falling in love. This ain't no date.
It sounds like someone's getting a free lunch out of Hector.
Hector, we've had acquisitions agents do that.
We've tried.
Never worked.
It's a disaster always.
okay.
Because
take someone else.
They want to be your friend, and then they still want the $30,000 more. It's like sometimes you can only bridge a gap. So listen, I'm all about like a meal or a coffee when you get the deal done. Then it's fun, but like it's like because then you're gonna go, dude, I just paid this guy and they'll always order the most expensive thing off the menu, and they're like, I'm just telling you, it doesn't work. Like I get what you're trying to do. Don't get me wrong.
I'll have the prime rib.
I've tried it, dude. I've spent thousands of dollars on it. Like the far as I ever go is a cup of coffee, and it's afterwards. And by the way, the people that want to like take you out like the end of the night absolutely avoid it like the plague because only bad things can happen. Listen. You connect with the seller in the home, in the asset, or that's where the real damage is done. When you go outside, you can actually rip your entire relationship and everything apart over like an argument over like who drinks what or who eats what or who ordered what.
Too many variables.
Too many variables. So you want to stick. You're there to focus the asset. And listen, Hector, it's your time. I'd rather you take your wife out for a nice lunch than do that. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to be honest. I've tried it, dude. I've learned from me. He's tried it. Like, it's just like nothing gets accomplished.
I'll tell you this, though. Because you already scheduled it, you can't cancel.
I agree.
Do it. Yeah. You already scheduled. I'm talking about for the future. So you can't get out of it. But for future reference, I don't think you're going to convince the person for a lunch.
Okay. If they order like prime steak and you're sitting there sucking on like a warm glass of water and just staring into his eyes, like I've seen that. Like people are crazy, man. Like you have no idea. It's kind of like going on a blind date. It's like you gotta have some neutral terms. The house is always the neutral thing. I'm just giving you my advice. You made a commitment, like don't back out of it. But like if I thought buying lunch or dinner would get people over the edge, I would put it in my course. I've tried it. Honestly, it's actually hurt me more than it's helped me. So just make it very casual when you do it and don't get too deep into it. And honestly, you might as well play like keep away. Like, I thought about your house. I don't know if it's really even a good fit. Like, because if you're that far apart, you're going to have an extreme strategy. Just suck him in.
All right.
I don't know. But figure it out.
I will.
Give me an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Okay, man.
I
Good luck.
appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, man.
Love to see you again on the podcast. So, real quick before we head off, Philip, are you back? There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm
You fill up
here.
the gas tank?
I was at the gas station. I'm driving for deals right now, so
That's
Who the hell
okay,
knew
man.
that?
I know.
I'll pull over. I'll pull over.
No, make sure you're safe. But yeah, I saw you said you did 3 deals 3 months, man. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm on deal number 3. I locked and closed in 2 in the last 50 days. So
Wow. That's it, dude.
That's powerful.
We gotta get him on the podcast too to figure out how he did it.
God.
Philip,
Yeah.
once you close that 3rd HUD, send me all 3 HUDs on email or DM me, and we'll put you on the podcast, get you more deals.
oh heck yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah,
I'm
we would
very
love to
hungry.
hear more about it.
Yeah, I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm originally from South Florida, so
What part?
Miami.
Ah, okay.
Louisville,
I moved
great
I
wholesale.
moved here in '99, so I pretty much grew up here. And then, I started working between the Louisville and Lexington market. And, I was just working really hard. Like, I had some setbacks, and I have a big sales background, but I just took consistent action, like you guys said, and kept talking to sellers. I was door knocking, foreclosures, doing cold calling. Kind of building a team, and I just stayed consistent on it and just found motivated sellers, and I made $14,000 in 50 days.
I love it. You know
Awesome.
what? Let's I want to get you on the podcast. Close that 3rd deal. Keep driving.
Okay.
I want you to keep focusing. 'Cause time's
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
And direct message me and email me and all that stuff.
I'm on the Facebook
right.
group, so
Yeah,
I'll
you
reach
can
out
do
to you. I'll get that 3rd deal under contract by the end of next week. I know that.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
All right.
Keep it up. Get back to driving.
Congratulations,
All right,
Philip.
thanks, man.
Great work.
All right. Boom. I love to see it.
A lot of
So,
successes today, man.
I know. Tim says, when's the podcast? I do a new episode every single Monday. And so that's exciting. The podcast coming back strong as ever. So every Monday at 1 p.m. we drop the podcast. So pretty exciting, pretty awesome. So 1 o'clock on Mondays. We're excited for that. We got a cool one. We got a female wholesaler who made $100,000 in a month. That is going to be next Monday.
That's awesome.
That's insane, right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of really good ones scheduled up for. So the next one Monday, we have a female wholesaler who's very young, making $100,000 in 1 month. It's pretty.
I'm
cool.
learning this all for free, guys. That's the movement was over 3.5 years ago. It's unbelievable. The payoff is phenomenal, and you guys are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
And it's you guys that deserve the credit. We just give you the skill set, the information, and we show by our actions what we do. And then the people that want to jump on board, it's really simple. Honestly, most of your minds are in the way. And whatever we need to break that down, the skill set. Wholesaling is very simple. Humans complicate it. If you guys truly have interested in wholesaling, get started, freewholesaling.com. Get started, do some deals with us. Join the Flip with Rick Plus. Do JVs deals with us. You can get in for free. Come to our event October 19th, 20th. We just focus on wholesaling. I love this part of it. I do a lot of other types of real estate, but my favorite, my heart's always been wholesaling and always will be. And it's what motivates me the most in real estate.
So we're excited, guys. So Flip with Rick Plus is where you can get the extended portion. So for the next 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to do an extended live stream inside of Flip with Rick Plus only. Guys, on Tuesday, go to the dealathon. You do a deal. You do a deal with me there. We will give you Flip with Rick Plus for free. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, come on, man.
So it's a dealathon. Go to the dealathon. And the reason I'm doing it before the live event, so you can actually get a free ticket to the live event in the dealathon. So get your deals ready, get it set up. I'm not going to go expose your deal. I'm only going to give everyone the zip code and some information about it.
Get your buyer.
So because all you need to tell buyers,
Yeah.
hey, I have a 3-2 in this zip code. That's all y'all got to know. We're excited about it. So we're going to have the dealathon. Be exciting. But we'll see you guys in Flip with Rick Plus right now.
Yep.
And excited. So guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, and see you soon.